Laura and Thomas, it's the 20th of May, and here, I want to show you something. Alright, look over here. Ignore all the mess, whatever. You see this? Look. This is a mic and a mic stand. And I invested in the mic stand, I actually already had the mic, because the audio has been so terrible on my last, I think, 2 videos now, that I really wanted to fix it. You know what help this did? Absolutely nothing. Now granted, the big reason that the mic and the mic stand aren't working is actually because I don't have an audio interface or a preamp or anything of that sort, so at the moment I'm literally directly wiring the mic in. You can see right here, it mics goes into the little octopus, octopus goes to this, and this plugs into the side of my computer. Now it's weird because I remember this working much better than it does right now. I mean, when we recorded, granted this is when I was in the band Youth Crisis Hotline. We recorded our hit EP, Yellow Notebook of Dreams, back in 2005 when I was in my senior year of high school, or the summer after that. This is all we used. We just plugged this into the computer and recorded, and somehow it turned out okay, but now nothing. The volume is so low on this thing because, obviously, mic, no power. It needs a preamp because it needs to be amplified. And the fact that it doesn't have that means that I can't use it right now, which means I'm going to have to invest money if I really want this to work. Now granted, this is something I've actually been thinking about for a couple weeks now, not only for the purposes of increasing the production quality, because that's really important to me, is getting the production quality as high as possible to make both of you look bad. Not that you actually need any help from me with your lack of videos this week. I'll leave that be. Anyway, I've been toying with the idea, I mean, let's face it, for years now, because I pretend, I mean, you could see in the clip back there, and I've shown them before, I do have guitars, and I play trumpet, and I have this weird notion that, like, I should record things that I do even though I have nothing to record. So, I mean, the idea of buying an audio interface for the computer has been there for a while now. I've actually been investigating how much it would cost to get a rudimentary recording setup for the trumpet, specifically a mic that would be good for recording horn sounds, given that I currently play in a funk band and we are recording at the moment, and granted the equipment that we currently use is quite good, but I feel like being that I play the instrument, I should learn a bit more about what goes into recording it and learn kind of a bit more of the nuances of recording my particular instrument. I think it would be a good thing to know in the long run. Plus I like the idea of if I ever want to get better, especially at things improvising in jazz, it would be really cool to be able to record myself and then play it back and listen to just how terrible I really am. At any rate, past my ramblings about music and audio and all that stuff, nothing's really going on. Still at work. It's been a very uneventful week. The biggest thing has been communicating with Mom and Dad, finalizing some of the plans for when the whole family is in town. Really looking forward to it. Mom and Dad get into town tomorrow at about 2 o'clock. I say get into town, they get into Bellingham at 2 o'clock. Thomas and I are driving across the border to pick them up. Of course, when I say finalizing plans and things like that, what I really mean is Mom presented me with a list, a verbal list of Sega Genesis games that she is going to bring up for me. Because I don't think I mentioned it on the videos, but around the time of my graduation, or specifically when I was finishing school, as a gift to myself, I went to the thrift store down the street and bought myself a Sega Genesis. Here it is with Ecco the Dolphin. Speaking of which, Ecco the Dolphin, what the hell is with that game? I'm serious. Dolphins, you talk, there's no instruction whatsoever, there's no save states, you have to play the entire game in one run. Dolphins talk to orcas, what? At any rate, now that Mom and Dad are going to be here, I'm looking forward to having, you know, a huge stack of games like Aladdin and Jurassic Park, because Jurassic Park was awesome. You get to play as the raptor. The game ends, spoiler warning, you kill Alan Grant and escape to the mainland. Why wasn't the second movie about that? Instead, it was just terrible, and the T-Rex in San Diego, and yeah. Alright, that about wraps it up. Thomas, I actually need to call you in just a minute to figure out exactly what we're doing tomorrow as far as crossing the border and stuff like that. Plus, I've got to clean the house so I convince our parents that I don't live in a state of squalor. I actually live a neat and tidy existence all of the time. This is the absolute truth. And I need to clean up for hours to prove this. Alright, Laura and Thomas, I'll theoretically see you next week. I actually don't. I mean, sooner or later maybe you'll make a video again. Until then, I might just be talking to myself. Talk to you later. See, what I tried to do at the end there is just initiate a little bit of that Brennan family guilt, you know, see if I can just tweak it just a little bit. Hopefully you felt a twinge.